Here's what we have coming up right now at 5.
Now on WYFF News 4 at 5.
It is really just a very dangerous intersection.
A call for change at what a community calls a dangerous intersection after another deadly wreck.
A narrow escape. A woman moves moments before a truck crashed through the wall.
And as we head toward Thanksgiving and the holiday weekend, a series of storm systems on the way for us. There's round one out there in the Mississippi River Valley. Chris and I will time it out for you coming up in a few minutes.
Tonight, we are following breaking news out of Greenville. Police say a man attacked and robbed a woman along the Swamp Rabbit Trail.
Now officers are trying to identify who is responsible. Our Michael Cogdill joins us now with more on this. Michael.
You guys, police say the woman was running when a man came right up behind her and attacked her from behind. Happened yesterday afternoon on the Swamp Rabbit near the Kane Halter YMCA. Man came up from behind her, hit her in the head, imagine this, with a gun. Then he took the woman's phone, took her credit cards, took some cash. As you might imagine, she is hurt. She had to be taken to the hospital. No word on how she's doing right now. And Greenville police are out with some safety tips tonight in light of all this. They say, first of all, run with a friend or a dog if you can. Avoid the high volume on the earbuds. Beware of your surroundings. If you do run alone, let somebody know where you're going and when you should be back. Carry that cell phone as well. More on this coming up at 6 right here at WYFF News 4.
All right, Michael, thank you very much. Let's turn to weather now as we give you a live look over Greenville. Woodruff Road area is going to be packed, obviously, this week. It's probably busy right now as we speak. But look at that sunset.
Started. It's a beautiful sunset. Chief Meteorologist John Sesrich joins us. And, John, what about the coming evening?
Overall, not too bad. It's going to stay dry, it looks like, Carol and Nigel. As you can see, temperature cooling down very slowly in the 50s into low to mid 60s. Pretty close to where it should be for the end of November and just a couple of days away from Thanksgiving. Wow, hard to believe. So if you have any plans to go out, maybe do a little really early Christmas shopping so you don't have to deal with the day after Thanksgiving. Of course, Black Friday would be just horrible traffic. Not too bad. You expect just some clouds this evening from time to time, but don't expect any precipitation. But as we get into late tonight, early tomorrow morning, that's when this fast-moving storm system is going to come in. The best chance of rain will be in the mountainous areas and then come in scattered rain showers as we go through the day tomorrow in the upstate. That's at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. And by tomorrow, late in the day, we'll have increasing sunshine from northwest to southeast across here. It's a very fast-moving system, so notice no problems in the upstate this evening. Cooling down and then rain likely as we get into 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. On Wednesday, same story for the mountains with rain likely at about 6 o'clock in the morning and then continuing off and on during the day. That's just round one. Then we have to do with round 2 and round 3 as we head into the holiday weekend. Chris will time that out for you coming up a little bit later on. Now back to you, Nigel.
All right, Jim, thank you very much. We are starting to see some of that traffic already backing up on Woodruff Road.
Certainly are. Experts at AAA say that this will be the second busiest Thanksgiving holiday travel season since the agency started recording Thanksgiving travel data.
So let's give you a live look from Sky 4 at the traffic in Spartanburg County. Our Taggart Hauk is live in Sky 4. Hey, Taggart.
Hey, well, Nigel and Carol, yeah, we're sitting here above. This is Spartanburg County, of course, in Sky 4. This is right above 85. It's really right kind of where 85 business goes into 85. I want to just take you, show you what we're seeing from up here. You can see slow-moving traffic at this point, nothing too major. But again, you see some of those red lights coming on, and a little bit further down by mile marker 78 and Highway 221. Of course, there's been a lot of project there with the widening of that section. It's on track to last until 2021. Now, SCDOT has said that it will prohibit lane closures for non-emergency highway work in interstate highways and high-volume routes during the Thanksgiving holiday travel time. Now, more specifically, that would mean from tomorrow through 6 o'clock Monday morning. We caught up with Highway Patrol today, and Trooper Joe Hovis says they will be out in full force.
We'll have all hands on deck during the Thanksgiving holiday, which actually starts tomorrow and will run through Sunday. And so don't be surprised. So, we're going to have on the interstates, we're going to have a trooper about every 10 miles on any stretch of interstate that you see through the state.
And as we come back here to this stretch, you see again the cars making their way along. Really nothing too major in terms of a backup. AAA telling us more than 2.29 million Carolinians. They're going to travel 50 miles or more for Thanksgiving. As far as air travel is concerned, Airlines for America estimates nationwide more than 31 million people will hop on a flight. And of course, the busiest day for that travel we're told, will be Sunday. Live in Spartanburg County from Sky 4, Taggart Houck, WYFF News 4.
Taggart, thank you very much. A woman lost her life yesterday in a traffic accident at the intersection of Locust Hill and Tigerville Roads. That intersection is in Greenville County.
Today, people in that area are demanding that something be done to keep lives. Our Alan Devlin is live in Greenville County with the very latest. Alan.
I'm here at the Locust Hill Road, Tigerville Road intersection. People in this area say that this intersection is the site of way too many wrecks. So many wrecks that they refer to it as a death trap. The people living here tell me that crashes here are commonplace, and the intersection itself covered in broken car parts from the number of accidents over the years, including the fatal accident just yesterday. I spoke to an employee of the Dollar General at the corner of this intersection. She says, unfortunately, she has a front row seat to the number of accidents that happen here, and she adds that it's a nightmare.
It worries me because I've got children, I've got grandchildren too, and I've got so many customers that come in and out of here that I know it has affected already. And I know it's going to continue to affect them unless something can get done at this intersection.
Those living in the area have joined together to try to get something done. They sent a petition to state legislator asking for a stoplight or stop signs be put in, to no avail yet. I reached out to Highway Patrol to get some statistics to see just how many wrecks happen at this intersection, and we'll bring you that information as soon as it comes into our newsroom. Live in Greenville County, Alan Devlin, WYFF News 4.
Alan, thank you. A man is in the hospital tonight after being hit by a train in Spartanburg. The man was hit along Crescent Avenue this morning. Police said the train was stopped for maintenance when James Gray tried to crawl under it. Officers say while Gray was under the train, it did start moving again. He suffered injuries to his lower body. There's no word on his current condition. In Oconee County, authorities are investigating a deadly house fire. The coroner says the fire happened on Lonsdale Street. The coroner says the house was reportedly unoccupied, and the man that died is believed to have been homeless. So far, the man has not been identified.
An East Carolina University student has died in the same residence hall where another student was found dead just weeks earlier. ECU police say the body was found last night in Fleming Hall. Officers said the discovery came after they got a call requesting a welfare check. Officers do not believe foul play was involved, but the investigation is ongoing. This is the 6th student death at ECU this semester. Tonight, things are back to normal in Washington, D.C. after the White House was locked down and several people were evacuated from the U.S. Capitol. An unknown aircraft entered restricted airspace this morning. The plane was picked up by radar near the Capitol. The evacuations and lockdowns were taken out of precaution. Fighter jets were also put on standby. Authorities said it was a small plane that violated Capitol airspace.
Upstate animal shelters are in a real crisis. They're seeing more and more animals that need a home this holiday season. Renee Wunderlich joins us now with more. Renee.
Well, Nigel, several shelters in our area are looking to clear their halls, not deck them for the holiday seasons. Pickens County Animal Shelter is at capacity, they say. They're hosting free adoptions for both dogs and cats. Now, right now, there are 50 dogs that need a forever home. Also, right now, there are 50 dogs that need a home, as we mentioned. They have 60 cats and kittens, most of which are ready to adopt. Some are still a little too small, but are getting ready. And in Lawrence County, animal shelters, they are way over capacity, they told me today. On Friday and Monday, they took a total of 39 dogs. Those dogs were seized from animal cruelty cases. So now staff are working to find safe, loving homes for all of these pups. And now adoptions are only $20 there. That's at Lawrence County Animal Shelter. That shelter, we should mention, will be closed for Thanksgiving tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, but they open back up on Saturday, so mark your calendar. And at Greenville County Animal Care, staff say there are around 250 dogs and cats looking for their new forever families, or at least a place to stay over the long Thanksgiving weekend.
And even if you can't adopt right now, consider fostering one. Just through the weekend, we have a lot of animals that come in with medical issues, and with our staff not here, there's not going to be, I mean, people will be coming in on a more limited basis, so they're not going to have eyes on them to the extent that they do during a regular day when we're all here. So it would be a great time to foster a pet in need.
Now, if you aren't able to welcome a dog or a cat into your family this year, organizations across our area still need your help. Donations to smaller nonprofit animal rescue groups like Clemson Paw Partners can help injured dogs get the medical care they need. Back to you.
Renee, thank you. Let's turn to our weather again. Meteorologist Chris Justice is here.
So, Chris, how's everything looking for Thanksgiving?
Well, we're bringing out the snow meter for the first time this year. Can you believe it? For the mountains, we're now in the medium category. Rain changes to snow Sunday evening. So if your travels take you back from Thanksgiving plans over I-40, over the mountains, you could encounter some slick spots with snow accumulation possible, mainly in grassy areas, but can't roll out some heavier bouts of some of that snow. Let me walk you through it. Now, our first system moves through tomorrow. It's a cold front, bigger impacts up toward the Midwest, though, from Minneapolis to Chicago. Expect some delays up that way with 60-mile-an-hour winds. This front moves through by midday tomorrow, so just a spotty shower or two late tomorrow. We'll dry out for Thursday and Friday as we'll see basically calm conditions until Saturday evening. That's when rain starts to become back in the forecast. And then Sunday morning, we've got widespread rain across the area. That moves through by midday. We dry out by the evening hours, but then temperatures start to plummet with a strong northwest wind, and that brings in some snow from Asheville to Cullowhee to Waynesville to Marshall. Could see some snow flurries as far south as Biltmore, but the accumulation will be I-40 north. And the latest indication are from both of our computer models, the GFS and the European, about 1 to 2 inches. Thanksgiving Day itself, though, looks great around town. 40 degrees first thing in the morning, up to 58 by the afternoon. John's got to look at those temperatures behind that second front, which, yeah, it's pretty cold across the area. He'll show you that in just a few minutes.
Can you spot disinformation? Do you know when you're being duped? We asked the voters. Our national investigation, Spotting the Spin, coming up.
And a woman moves from her desk moments before Trump crashed into her office.
Now the winning numbers in South Carolina's education lottery. Pick 3, 7, 2, 9.
And your pick 4, 5, 9, 6, 3.
Hey, John, it's Kevin Frazier from Entertainment Tonight. You know, you've been at WYFF4 for 29 years. It's time to go, man. It's time to get out there and enjoy your life. Live your life. Run free. Run free. Have fun. From all of us at Entertainment Tonight, congratulations.
The Skycam Network is sponsored by McKinney Jeep Ram Chrysler Dodge, your lifetime dealer.
Growing up here, WYFF4 was the station I watched, and John was the guy I watched. So being able to work with him all of these years, to be able to continue that tradition that he set, is a dream come true.
He could have just. It's bow time.
With the first votes of the 2020 presidential caucuses and primaries now just about 2 months away, we want you to be as informed as possible.
So our National Investigative Unit's ongoing investigation into election security is revealing key ways to not be fooled by disinformation. Chief National Investigative Correspondent Mark Albert reports on Spotting the Spin.
So I want to start with a little audience participation.
You're about to see disinformation at work with a diverse group of voters in Louisville, Kentucky. Listen closely.
How many animals of each kind did Moses take on the ark?
On the ark.
How many of you yelled out too? So I said Moses, but you all responded as if I had said Noah.
And that's how disinformation works. A bit of truth and a lie. Vanderbilt University psychology professor Lisa Fazio helped us put it to the test.
Most of the time we rely on this gut feeling. Does this feel true?
Why did you say 2?
Because I just listened to Ark and didn't listen to Moses.
So you heard it.
Yeah, my brain just went 2.
So do you feel like that you've done that with other things?
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
You also don't want to jump to the conclusion that they're trying to be deceptive intentionally.
But unfortunately, sometimes they are.
They are. Right. And I think that's what that proved.
And that's the challenge of our times. Information weaponized to deceive.
We're seeing actors try and fool the American public. There have always been people who are lying, but what happens now is that they have a much larger audience.
Here's just how large. Facebook says it took down more than 3 billion fake accounts between April and September, more than double from last year. With 158 million views of false attacks on American politicians this year alone. An Associated Press poll this month found 47% of Americans, nearly half, say it's difficult to know whether information they see is true.
Do I have to be an expert to figure out if I'm being duped?
Absolutely not. Dan Weiner is an expert in election security at the Brennan Center for Justice. He showed us how to spot the spin. First, consider the source.
These are all their editors.
Yes, that is blank.
That's not a good sign.
And if we click on writers, also blank.
That's a red flag.
Right. Who are these people?
Second, ask what is the post trying to convince you to do?
The site has, generally speaking, a progressive bias, so they're probably not big fans of President Trump. They may want you to vote against him.
Third, are reputable people and sources quoted and hyperlinked?
So this is not a reputable source?
That is not, I would argue, a reputable source.
So this would fail a truth test?
This would fail a truth test.
Finally, read and watch deeply and do your own research, especially when a provocative headline doesn't match what the article actually says.
It's a way to not get fooled.
Exactly.
Truth is important.
You need to consider the source, too.
If the person is delivering false information,
don't share it.
You don't have to share it.
Disinformation remains a worry for our focus group just 11 months before the presidential election.
When you tell somebody that they're wrong, if you just say you're wrong about that, there's a double down bias, like they commit to it extra.
Instead of you saying, I saw it somewhere else, you can just say, well, where did you get this? It's very vicious, and it can be damaging to people.
Or the country.
Or the country.
In Louisville, Kentucky, Mark Albert, WYFF News 4.
WYFF News 4 Investigates has learned the South Carolina Election Commission is participating in the nationwide Trusted Info 2020 campaign. A spokesman for the commission told us it is important voters know where to go to get accurate information. He said the agency does that by staying active on its social media channels to, quote, establish ourselves as the trusted source for election information in South Carolina, end quote. The commission will share Trusted Info 2020 messages throughout this election year.
A sad update tonight on a story that we've been following out of Australia. Lewis, the koala, the one rescued from the brush fire, has died. Officials at Koala Hospital made the decision to euthanize Lewis today after inspecting his wounds. They say it became clear his burns were not going to improve. Lewis was estimated to be about 14 years old. This is video from when his rescuer visited the hospital. More than 350 koalas have died this fire season in New South Wales.
In Florida, a woman stepped away from a desk moments before a truck crashed into her office. The building was the office of Florida State Representative Melanie Bell. She says an aide narrowly avoided being caught in the crash. Investigators believe the crash happened because the driver had a medical episode. Tonight, there is no word on the driver's condition.
And how about our high temperature today? 65 degrees, not too bad. 5 degrees above the average at the GSP International Airport. Sunset, yeah, we're losing about 2 minutes of daylight a day. 5:19 sunset. Sunrise this morning was at 7:13, so not too bad temperature-wise, as you can see. Overall, especially just a couple of days away from Thanksgiving. Start off at 31 degrees this morning at the Asheville Regional Airport, just below the freezing mark. 61 the high this afternoon, 6 degrees above average. About the record low in the state. 6 degrees set back in 1950. Pretty good crowd. Ice on Main, downtown Greenville. This is a live shop on this Tuesday evening. Everybody putting the skates on. Looks like they're taking a little bit of a break from the ice. A few people out there right now. It'll be open until 8 o'clock this evening, so head on out there and have some fun. Because weather-wise, it's not bad. 62 degrees, a south to southwest wind at 6 miles per hour. A nice little breeze just out ahead of the cold front. 43% humidity, dew point temperature at 39 degrees. We have mostly cloudy, currently 57 degrees in Asheville. East to southeast wind very light. Humidity currently at 36%. So here are the current temperatures across the western Carolinas and northeastern Georgia. Clouds on the increase, mainly mid to high level clouds right now. But these clouds will lower and thicken as we get into the overnight hours. And then here comes our storm system rain already moving in to middle Tennessee at 61 degrees in Nashville. And these showers will spread from west to east pretty quickly across the area, but not until late tonight. Here's the rain, mainly along the Mississippi River Valley. Tornado watch box, southeastern part of Arkansas and northeastern part of Louisiana. A couple of supercells possible here associated with the storm system. Could spin up a couple of tornadoes. On the back edge, we're talking about incredible amounts of snow. 23 degrees in Denver on average. 5 to 10 plus inches of snow fell in downtown Denver. But you head up Just to the northwest of Boulder, Colorado, they have 30 inches of snow. And it's right now 23, very breezy conditions, blizzard conditions almost really from Nebraska. And it's heading up to Minneapolis where they could see 6 to 12 plus inches of snow along with very strong winds. And it's going to be windy in the windy city of Chicago with rain, 43 degrees, 71 ahead of the front in Dallas, though. So here's what it looks like nationally going through this evening. Here comes the snow up into Minneapolis, up into the northern part of Wisconsin, most of Iowa. All liquid precipitation for us coming in late tonight. And by the time we get into late tomorrow afternoon, we could see a little sunshine. So 40 plus looks like this. Rain late tonight and especially tomorrow morning, tapering off in the afternoon, high 66 degrees and a little bit breezy. Beautiful day on Thanksgiving, high 64. A nice day for eating turkey and the fixins. Ooh, I'm looking forward to that. 60 on Friday with mostly sunny skies. I can just relax. I won't have to come into work. I'm retired. Yay. Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to miss you, Carol and Nigel. I just said that just because of my, when it comes to food. And then rain coming in, especially Saturday night into Sunday morning. Windy conditions for the mountains of North Carolina, Sunday night into Monday. Some pretty good snow showers, accumulating snow possible. We'll keep you updated on that, or at least Chris will. All right, umbrella winner for tonight. Congratulations to Francis Galloway. It's the last time I'm giving away an umbrella. From Piedmont. Now back to you, Carol and Nigel.
We noticed you put extra emphasis on fixes.
Mm-hmm. You did?
Yep. 3 men are free after 36 years in prison. Coming up, what led to their exonerations.
John, congratulations on being the wonderful person that you are and being a blessing to so many people, not just in our community, but all over.
WYFF News 4, live local breaking news.
I'm Alan, guarantee it.
For your health tonight, a new survey shows that many young adults are misinformed about HIV. Researchers polled nearly 1,600 young adults. They found 41% of those born between 1996 and 2010 did not know the basics about this virus. That's compared to 23% of millennials. The survey also showed there is still a stigma associated with HIV. Over a quarter of millennials said they avoid being friends with HIV-positive people. Working-age Americans are dying at higher rates. That's according to a new study from Virginia Commonwealth. It shows deaths among young and middle-aged adults have risen over the past decade, causing a decline in life expectancy. The increase has been fueled by drug overdoses, alcohol abuse, and suicides, but also from a variety of diseases. Areas that have been hard hit by changes in the economy, like the Midwest and Appalachia, have seen the largest spike in mortality. New research reveals people who recover from metabolic syndrome can lower their risk of cardiovascular disease. Metabolic syndrome is a group of 5 risk factors like obesity, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol that increase the odds of heart disease and stroke. A hallmark sign is how big your waist is for women over 35, for men over 38. The South Korean study of nearly 10 million adults found people who were able to reverse these symptoms were much less likely to develop cardiovascular disease. John?
Carol, take a look at the radar satellite picture. This is a new tornado watch for southeastern part of Arkansas and northern Louisiana. Some pretty good cells just north of Interstate 20. This is the same storm system that's going to bring us some rain in the near future. We'll talk about it in detail coming up next.
After nearly 3 decades as chief meteorologist at WYFF4, we really hope you enjoy your time, I guess, away, right? Retirement is here, John.
Congratulations from everyone here at Live.
Whoa, this piece is massive. Massive was the blizzard of 1993. What a storm system. We're talking about 2 feet of snow. Hi, Gracie.
Mr. Dusseridge, I'm going to miss seeing you on air.
Thanks. Air quality really depends on whether high pressure starts to build in from the north and when it's that.
That one's still too high.
The record high temperature in the upstate, 107 degrees.
John sure knows weather, but he also knows retirement.
Storms here at home, but at the coast, picture perfect.
Honey, we're going to the beach.
Congratulations, John.
The American people.
Holiday. Haverty's. Life looks good.
The better that the officers are doing their job, the safer that our communities are.
To do their job, they need new tools. Spartanburg police will soon swap their old cars for new ones.
A big effort to make a big rescue when a horse gets stuck.
It's a wonderful day to let people know how loved they are. It's so simple.
And Simply delicious. The massive operation to deep fry hundreds of turkeys for people in need.
Live, local, breaking news. This is WYFF News 4 at 5.
The Spartanburg Police Department is set to get a new fleet of cars and new tools to keep you safe.
It comes as the city works to keep costs low and replacing aging equipment. Our Joe Ripley has the story from Spartanburg.
With holidays right around the corner, topping the wish list for the Spartanburg Police Department, a dozen replacement vehicles and 80 new radios.
The police car itself, that piece of equipment is like the office that's moving for the officer that they're in throughout their day.
Out with the old and in with the new. City Council will enter a finance agreement to allot over $2.5 million to new vehicles and equipment, though Major Art Littlejohn says buying a police car is slightly different from buying a regular car.
When you look at the cost of a regular car, you have that cost plus the additional cost of the computers, the blue lights, the sirens, the cameras, all those things are added into the cost of the vehicle.
The upgraded radios, Littlejohn says, will also serve officers well. They were recently outfitted with the ability to communicate more efficiently across Spartanburg County.
We're in the life-saving business, and so when an emergency happens, we need to be able to talk to everyone in Spartanburg County. And so the radios allow us to do that.
Some of the new purchases will replace decades-old vehicles and equipment, something Littlejohn says happens every year. It happens with little pushback.
They want to provide us with the best tools necessary for our officers to be effective. So the better that the officers are doing their job, the safer that our communities are. We work hand in hand.
Council will look at the proposal again in December. If it passes, the police department would get the new equipment by next year. Joe Ripley, WYFF News 4, Spartanburg.
Let's turn to weather now as we give you a live look from our Peace Center sky cam. A nice sunny day for our area.
Yeah, and a pretty twilight right now. Chief Meteorologist John Cesarich is here. And John, we are watching for some rain for Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah, probably just before Thanksgiving. I think we're in pretty good shape. But of course, it's the big travel day, Carol and Nigel, on Wednesday, and that is tomorrow. And that's when our system's going to come in, especially in the morning. But temperatures outside right now with just partly to mostly cloudy skies, not too bad, as you can see. Cooling down, but very slow process because of the cloud cover, and the clouds will thicken as we go through the night tonight. But if you have any plans on this Tuesday evening to head outside this evening, you will not need the rain gear. It'll just have some cloud cover, as you can see. This is 11:30 this evening. The rain really won't arrive until we get into late tonight, early tomorrow morning. First in the mountains of North Carolina, the northwestern and northern part of the upstate, and northern Georgia, rain showers. All liquid precipitation with this first round of storm systems. By the time we get into 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, some leftover rain showers, but increasing sunshine from northwest to southeast across the area, especially late in the day tomorrow. So round one is a very fast-moving system, as you can see, increasing clouds with rain toward morning in the upstate. And for the mountain, same story. Clouds will thicken, and then the rain will come in late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Fast-moving system, and Chris joins me now. Looks like, Chris, we've got these fast-moving systems coming in, but each system that comes in, the following one is stronger than the previous one as we head toward the holiday weekend.
And colder, too, which sets us up Sunday evening for some mountain snow. Let me show you that latest computer model here for the I-40 corridor northbound in the mountains. We are looking at accumulating snow, so heads up if your travels take you home from Thanksgiving plans. Sunday night, there will likely be some accumulating snow, mainly in the grassy areas, but along the Tennessee border, especially on the Tennessee side, there could be some slick spots along I-40. Let me show you that Thanksgiving travel forecast. There's that front John just showed you. First part of the day looks wet. Second half looks like we're drying. And then as we go through Thursday, Friday, into most of Saturday, we're dry across the area. It's Saturday night into Sunday that some of that rain begins to move back into our area. And if your flights back home come from New York, they're looking at some snow, maybe a wintry mix there early Sunday morning. And then the cold air rushes into our area, and that's when things begin to change over to snow, which lingers into parts of Monday morning. Asheville northbound. Could see a few flurries, a few light snow showers, blowing snow from Biltmore, maybe in the northern parts of Henderson County, but for the most part, this is along the Tennessee border in the mountains. Then it turns cold after that. We're talking 20s and 30s across the area for lows. John will have more on that coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, John and Chris, thank you very much. Today, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott making stops in the upstate. We caught up with him during his visit to Tri-County Technical College Satellite Campus, part of a meet and greet with the Anderson County Chamber of Commerce. Now, while he was there, he talked about the current impeachment inquiry.
Well, I think it's going to pass in the House. It's going to be referred to another committee in the House. Then it'll be kicked over to the Senate, and I think there's no possibility that based on all the information that's made public so far that there are any votes in the Senate, well, that there are enough votes in the Senate to convict.
Senator Scott also visited Lexington, Clinton, and Rock Hill today.
Firefighters in Horry County rescued a horse from the hayloft of a barn. Monday night, firefighters said the horse left his stall. He had somehow gotten up the stairs to the hayloft. Firefighters worked with a clinic to sedate the horse, then used a large animal gurney and a farm forklift to slowly lower the horse to the ground.
3 men have now been exonerated after serving 36 years in prison for a murder at a Baltimore school that police now say they didn't commit. 14-year-old DeWitt Duckett was killed in November of 1983. 3 men convicted when they were teenagers. Alfred Chestnut, Ransom Watkins, and Andrew Stewart said they were not at the school at the time of the killing. Chestnut contacted the state attorney's office earlier this year to say all 3 were innocent. The Baltimore Convict Integrity Unit and the Mid-Atlantic Innocence Project reopened the investigation into the case.
I think what kept me through it and the people that's around me you see here will help me get through all this. They never stopped fighting for me, and I never stopped fighting.
The convictions were overturned based on new evidence, a witness who recanted testimony about seeing the shooting and another who admitted to lying.
President Trump is creating a White House task force, on missing and murdered Native American and Alaska Native women and children. The president signed the executive order in the Oval Office today. The task force will be overseen by Attorney General William Barr and Interior Secretary David Bernhardt, with the goal, in part, of solving new and cold cases of violence against women and children in those communities.
The statistics are sobering and heartbreaking. Recently, more than 5,000 Native American women and girls were reported missing in a single year.
The crimes are happening at rates much higher than in the rest of the nation.
Coming up, new security video shows the moments thieves stole priceless artifacts from a museum.
That's right, dropping it like it's hot, right?
Like the costume, hundreds of turkeys take a dip in the hot stuff and come out golden brown. The effort behind this massive Thanksgiving operation.
I just want to say, I just thank him for all the wonderful years he's given our Greenville, Greer, our upstate area. We are blessed to have him. His shoes are going to be filled with a wonderful guy, but he is definitely going to be missed. We're going to miss him tremendously.
This is Mike Hobart. Who's helicopter in South Carolina?
Thieves carried out a heist at Dresden's Green Vault, one of the world's oldest museums.
They took 3 priceless sets of jewelry from the 18th century that German officials said would be impossible to sell on the open market. Kelly Cobier reports.
Inside the Green Vault Museum, one of Europe's oldest, precious gems, intricate gold statues held safe for decades. These pieces, dating back to the 18th century, are now missing. Before dawn on Monday, the thieves caught on camera, the museum security staff helpless, watching this feed as the 2 intruders pull out an axe, smashing through display cases, then disappearing in minutes with diamond brooches, this ornate sword, a string of pearls. All so valuable, officials can't put a price on them. The museum director said the jewels are complete sets handed down over generations. German media calling it the biggest heist since World War II. Police believe a fire at a nearby power station was set deliberately, knocking out streetlights. The thieves going in under the cover of darkness through a palace window. But hot jewels, especially the historical kind, can be very hard to sell.
It's very difficult for the thieves to monetize an asset like this. Everybody will be looking out for them. They would be very suspicious of being offered any diamonds of this particular historic cut.
The jewel room is still a crime scene. German investigators are combing it for clues that they hope will lead them to Dresden's priceless treasures and the thieves.
That was Kelly Kobia reporting. The museum director said not all of the pieces from the collection had been stolen.
Police also believe they found one of the getaway cars that had been burned in a nearby parking garage. Coming up, a police shooting range shut down in Texas after a bullet strayed from the range.
And an executive at Ford is calling out Elon Musk and Tesla's new Cybertruck.
The heavy snow earlier in Denver is now just tapered off to snow showers, but the heaviest snow now in northwestern Kansas, especially through central eastern Nebraska, northwestern Iowa, and that snowstorm is heading for Minneapolis.
Hey, what's up, John? Congratulations on your retirement. I know you've been waiting for a moment like this. You get it?
Essential bath towels, $2.99. Shop Black Friday early now at Belk.
Check live Super Doppler 4HE. Download the WYFF4 app now.
The Chinese woman who was arrested for trespassing at President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago club in Florida will be deported. Prosecutors say the woman was determined to see President Trump, who was in town at the time but was out golfing when she showed up. Yesterday, she was sentenced to 8 months in prison and ordered to be deported after completing her sentence.
A strong earthquake shook Albania early today, killing at least 20 people, injuring hundreds more, and collapsing buildings. The U.S. Geological Survey said the 6.4 magnitude quake struck just before 4 this morning, local time. The quake collapsed at least 3 apartment buildings while people slept, and rescue crews were working to free people believed trapped. Tonight, crews are rushing to rescue people from the rubble.
Authorities in South Texas say a police shooting range will be shut down after a man at a nearby home was hit by a stray bullet. The injury happened last Friday night. The man was hit while he was visiting family members after a funeral. He was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Now, according to police, people have reported bullets hitting homes and vehicles near the shooting range.
4 Google employees have lost their jobs after allegedly violating the company's data security policy. Google sent an email to all staff members yesterday describing some of the actions allegedly taken by the fired employees. Google says they accessed other employees' calendars. They shared information about their whereabouts with outside sources. The news comes as Google employees fight back over several issues at the company, such as the handling of sexual harassment allegations against executives, inadequate action on climate change, and the potential development of a censored search engine service in China.
The reveal of Tesla's new Cybertruck may have started a rivalry with Ford. Ford VP took to Twitter taking issue with Tesla's rollout of the Cybertruck. Tesla showed a video of the Cybertruck pulling a Ford F-150. The Ford VP tweeted at Elon Musk, calling on Tesla to send Ford Cybertruck to conduct an apples-to-apples test of its own. Musk responded later with, quote, "Bring it on."
Oh, look at that sunset, Nigel and Carol. That's live from Sky 4. Oh, nice. That's gorgeous. Just a few high-thin cirrus clouds out there streaming across our skies. Those clouds will actually lower and thicken as we go through the night tonight, and then rain is not too far off, especially late tonight, early tomorrow morning. But boy, you can see that picture for a long time. All right, here's down on ground level. This is from our sky cam from Wofford College, looking into downtown Spartanburg. There's those mid to high-level clouds. Temperature 55 degrees, no wind in Spartanburg. Humidity currently, you can almost slice it in half at 51%, and slowly going up. Beautiful sunset over Lake Hartwell. Currently in Anderson, 60 degrees, southeast wind at 5 miles per hour, and humidity currently at 49%. Here are the temperatures across the area, 50s and 60s, so cool, but certainly not cold, not too bad. Oh, a new watch. Another tornado watch box has been issued. Actually, this one was for southeastern part of Arkansas and northern Louisiana. Now we have a new one that does include Little Rock, Arkansas, all the way up into the northeastern part of Arkansas, maybe even in the extreme south central part of Missouri. These thunderstorms firing up right along that front. And this is the same storm system that's going to bring us just rain, though. Don't expect any thunderstorms at all. It'll just be rain. And these thunderstorms right along the Mississippi River Valley could spawn a couple of tornadoes. A couple supercells are certainly possible. Look at the contrast behind the front and ahead of the front. It's 81 degrees right now in Houston. but it's only 42 in Kansas City, and then it's in the 20s out in Denver with snow. So here's the snow on the back edge of the storm system. Here's the low actually going to track up. It'll be a lot of wind and rain for Chicago, but it's going to be northwest of Chicago. North of Milwaukee is going to be rain. Then you get over into the snow, Minneapolis, and some of that snow is going to be very, very heavy. 21 in Denver, so the snow's not going anywhere. On average, they had 6 to 12 inches of snow from this snowstorm. Right now, it's tapered off to just flurries and snow showers as it starts to make its way off to the northeast. 74 Dallas, looking pretty good. So here's our storm system. Heavy snow heading toward Minneapolis. This is 7 o'clock this evening, and winter storm warnings continue. Minneapolis, 6 to 12 plus inches of snow expected. Heavy rain in Chicago. Here comes the rain for us early tomorrow morning. And by 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, with the front, it really starts to fizzle out the precipitation. This storm system out there is going to affect us as we get into this holiday weekend. But Thanksgiving Day, as you can see, looks fantastic. Lots of sunshine, high 64 degrees, 60 on Friday. And then the storm system comes in. Some of the computer models printing out system coming in a little bit quicker on Saturday, so we might have a few showers around Saturday afternoon, but the bulk of the precipitation will come in Saturday night and into Sunday morning, turning windy and colder. And the northwest flow, snow showers for the mountains of North Carolina. Could be accumulating snow. Chris was talking about that earlier. That would be Sunday night and into Monday, but don't expect any snow in the upstate. So for my last day, no snow, no ice.
What's it going to be like when possibly flurries will be coming down and you are sitting on your couch?
You won't know what to do,
Looking out the, I'll know what to do. I'll call Chris. Chris, what do you think? How many flurries? Huh? Yeah. There'll be no advice. We'll just kind of just chat. Just kind of geek out a little bit, but it really hasn't really sunk in that this is, I'm almost done, at about a half hour.
This is your last 5 o'clock news today. It's been a lot of fun.
It's been a lot of fun, I'm telling you. And
it's been a long time.
It's been a long time. You sound like Connie. And my wife's kind of worried now going, you know, because she goes to bed early, gets up early. I go to bed late and get up late. Somehow we're going to have to kind of mesh somewhere. I think we'll be okay after that. We'll figure out a...
So are you retiring from your retiring tour?
Yes, I'll never retire from retirement. How's that?
Okay.
Does that make any sense?
It does.
Yeah. But I will miss both of you guys. We've worked together for so long. I mean, and you guys, I don't think people realize that this really is the family away from family. We talk about this a lot, but I just love working with, you know, here at this station.
Been through a lot of things together.
We really have. We really have. And
like the ice storm of 2005.
That was a big one. Woo! Yep. And the blizzard of '93. But
I was there for that one.
No, you were about 2 or 3 years old.
I was around, but I wasn't.
You were just a little guy.
We're getting wrapped.
I know. Thanks for watching all these years, and we'll talk more coming up at 6:30.
All right, John. You will be missed, but we'll see.
Wow.
Yeah, check out this sunrise. This was Friday morning at Glassy Mountain.
Thanks for sending that in. This is a look at the fall colors along Old Rock House Road on Paris Mountain.
And keep those pictures and videos coming. Just go to the upload section of WYFF4.com or join our Facebook group, You Local Carolinas. You never know, we may show them on the air. That's how you could keep getting on the air.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
It's
a possibility.
Yes.
You guys want to keep working, don't you?
Yes, we do. All right, President Trump today pardoned the 2019 National Thanksgiving Turkey. During a ceremony at the Rose Garden, President Trump pardoned butter from the Thanksgiving table. The annual White House tradition, butter's counterpart, bread, was also spared. I mean, butter and bread go together, right?
They do.
The turkeys were raised at a farm in North Carolina. Bread and butter will live out the rest of their days at Virginia Tech's Gobbler's Rest.
A lot of people have to be involved in order to make this happen.
A massive turkey fry for the homeless. We take a look behind this operation.
I'm MeTV's Barry Williams, and you're watching WYFF 4.
Wake up and watch the mornings
by Metals. Quality roofing that lasts a lifetime.
They say it's the most fun you'll have working to feed the homeless. Today, hundreds of turkeys donated by the community, deep fried to feed families in need. Our Dana Griffin gives us a look at the massive operation.
As the sun came up, so did smoke, rising from dozens of deep fryers. Under the watchful eye of turkey frying pros, bird after bird drop into piping hot oil. And the reason behind the massive cook makes Rusty Daniels dance.
That's right, dropping it like it's hot, right?
Why do you do this?
Man, this is my favorite week of the year. It's all about giving and then giving back.
This is the largest one-day turkey fry in South Carolina, benefiting Miracle Hill Rescue Ministries.
Oh, that one should be done.
Over 250 volunteers are helping meet a basic human need.
Everybody needs to be fed. And so what we think of this is, it's not just feeding them physically, but it's feeding them emotionally, relationally, spiritually. It's a wonderful day to let people know how loved they are. It's so simple.
Love is exactly what Valerie Daniels feels. She's been homeless since 2013 and has found a better life and a job through the rescue mission.
They have helped me through rough times, bad times, and I enjoy being with Miracle Hill. Taught me a lot.
It's a labor of love and a love of golden brown birds. In Spartanburg, Dana Griffin, WYFF News 4.
Thanks for joining us for the news at 5. WYFF News 4 at 6 with Michael and Carol starts now.
Live, local,